Hi, everybody. Hello, hello. Welcome back to the channel. I'm sorry I am not dressed for success right now. I look crazy because I've been out all day. So, excuse the appearance. However, I just got a ping on my phone about the Terrica Ellis case. There it goes again. So, let me turn this down so I can give you guys the 411 because I know y'all have been waiting for it. This just hit 2 hours ago. Okay, so it hasn't been up for long. Hi guys, welcome. Hello everybody on Facebook. Hello everybody on YouTube. It is I, your girl Twania Yvette, on Twania Yvette Speaks, and I came to give you some 411 on Terrica Ellis. What happened today in the courtroom? Did she spill any tea? Like, what's happening? This is true facts. This is not gossip. So if you're wondering, this is the real deal. All right. If you have any questions, put them in the chat. I may be able to answer them. I'm going to start from the top. This is St. Louis Post Dispatch. Okay. They are keeping up on top of everything because this is in St. Louis. So I would prefer to use this right here as a really good source. Hey, who is that? Teresa Davis. Hey, Delisha. Girl, ain't seen you in a minute, boo. I just said, y'all forgive my appearance. I know I look like a hot mess on a chicken stick, but I've been out all day shopping for my granddaughter. I had to go by the hospital, been doing all kinds of stuff. So I don't look too hot. Hey, Phyllis, are you? You're in Lafayette? Girl, I'm 10 hours away. Hi, Harriet. How you doing? Marianne, am I saying that right? Hey, sis. Sanette, how you doing? It has, Delisha. It's been a minute, but I still need my nails. Ma'am, you need to holler at you, girl. You need to text me. Oh, Kim Jackson just said, when I post, can I post the date and the year? After each video, Kim, down in the bottom on the left hand corner, you can see the date. Girl, yes, my jewels are coming off my nails and everything. I need this done. But there's always a date and everything on the video. All you have to do is look underneath the video over to the left-hand side, and you will see the date, the time, everything. If you can't, just open it up. There's like a little arrow that points down. Just open it up and you'll be able to see everything, including the description box. So, hope that answers your question, Kim. Now, on to business. The judge orders defendant in Sweetie Pie's murder case held in jail until the trial. Okay. Can you guys hear me okay? Or do I need my headphone? Do I need my headset? Because if I do, I'll get it. I need to find my adapter. Is the sound okay? Somebody give me a yes or a no. I'm looking for, here it is. Hey, True. Hello, hello. I'm just making sure the sound is okay. I feel like I need to get my headset. All right. Let me plug up really quick. All right. Is this okay? Yeah, we're good. All right. Here we go. This one was updated 2 hours ago. So this is fresh information, you guys. This was by Robert Patrick, St. Louis Post Dispatch. Okay. St. Louis, a federal judge on Friday ordered a defendant in the murder for hire case involved in a former star on Welcome to Sweetie Pie's reality television show held in jail until the trial. Okay. Hi, Portia. Terrica Ellis is one of two defendants charged in the 2016 murder of Andre Montgomery Jr., grandson of Robbie Montgomery, owner of the Sweetie Pie's restaurant in the St. Louis area. Defense lawyer Braca Morrison said Ellis was not a danger and needed to be home to care for her 2-year-old daughter, who has a severe type of sickle cell anemia and needs constant monitoring. Ellis has pleaded not guilty. Terrica Ellis pleaded not guilty. Okay. Let me go on. A prior Ellis lawyer had argued that she wasn't accused of knowing about the murder in advance. Robbie Montgomery's son, James Timothy, or as we know him, Tim Norman, told Ellis he needed to help her to find and confront Andre Montgomery about $200,000 in cash that had been stolen from Robbie Montgomery's house, according to earlier testimony by a St. Louis police detective. Okay, for you guys that don't know, this is where the clash came in. You know, she wasn't supposed to go to court today, but she went to court anyway. And so her defense was the $200,000 in cash. Okay? So let me read that again because everybody was like, why is she going to court again? Portia says, does family mean anything anymore? Girl, we're going to get to that in a minute. But listen, now, this is the second lawyer, okay? A prior lawyer for Ellis had argued that she wasn't accused of knowing about the murder in advance. Robbie Montgomery's son, Tim Norman, told Ellis, this is what Tim told Terrica. You need to help me find and confront Andre Montgomery about $200,000 in cash. You need to lure him outside so that, whatever. Tim is saying to her, you need to confront him about the $200,000 in cash that has been stolen from my mom's house, according to earlier testimony by a St. Louis detective. Okay. The assistant U.S. attorney, Angie Danis, said Friday that Ellis failed to report the crime for more than 4 years and was both a danger to the community and a flight risk. So basically, if you knew about this 4 years ago, why are you just now saying something about it? It sounds like, hey, Queen, it sounds like you're trying to change your story. But let's continue. Court documents say Ellis twice reported Andre Montgomery's location on the day he was killed. The first time to Norman, and the second time she called an unidentified man using a prepaid cell phone. Now, remember I told y'all yesterday? There has to be another shooter. She called an unidentified man using a prepaid cell phone. That was not Tim. Notice the testimony says she called him first. The second phone call was to somebody who's still nameless. We still don't know who this guy is. Ellis heard gunshots as she pulled away from the scene of the murder and dumped her prepaid phone at a gas station as she drove home to Memphis suburbs, according to court testimony. So this is what she said today. Today, she's saying that she heard the gunshot as she pulled away and she dumped her phone at the gas station. So there's no way she can plead not guilty if she's already. Okay. If convicted, both Ellis and Norman could face a minimum sentence of life without parole. The minimum sentence, you guys, is life without parole. The charge also triggers a review by officials in Washington as to whether prosecutors should seek the death penalty, although approval is rare. Norman has been arrested but has not yet appeared in court. Remember yesterday he said, I'm not going on camera. I'm not doing the court thing. So they said, we'll have to reschedule. So even though he's still held, he hasn't appeared in court yet at all. This is Terrica's second time appearing in court. The third time for her is going to be the actual trial. Tim has not even had his first day in court. So the Montgomerys and Norman were regulars on the reality show, if you guys don't know, about Robbie Montgomery's restaurant. So this is like the official information. This just hit the airwaves
2 hours ago, and I'm sorry, I'm a little late, but I was out. But as soon as I saw it, I was like, let me give you guys the 411. So now you know what's going down. Now you know Terica tried to change her testimony, but the minimum they're going to get anyway is life. Somebody, one of them, like the defense attorney is probably going to be like, let's go, what if life is on the table? Now, the court is saying that it's highly unlikely, but it is a possibility. So, regardless of what happens, the minimum sentence for this is life. Like, that's it. Like, it's life, period. So it doesn't really matter what they say. It doesn't matter if Terica tries to, change her testimony. It doesn't matter if she honors Tim's request to help him. It doesn't matter about anything. The bottom line is the minimum is life for both Tim and Terica. So Portia says the worst thing about all this is Miss Sweetie Pie. Miss Robbie, I see the video with them both going to a place Andre got killed. How could he go with his mom and have that cold face? I know. How could you go with your mom and talk about it and participate in the interview as well as the reunion of Sweetie Pies? And you spoke about Andre again, knowing full well that you had created this whole monstrosity. That right there, that's a cold-blooded killer. He's cold-blooded. Like, for real, there's no amount of money that would make me actually go after any of my family, whether I like them or not. Hey, Jones, I got you on Facebook. Hey, Dan, how are you doing? Listen, you guys, is anybody new? Do I need to start over? Did anybody miss the tea? He got paid exactly. Exactly. He got paid from the show. He got a paycheck from the restaurant. He got music royalties from his music. That's three sources of income right there. I mean, I don't understand. I'm glad. Happy belated birthday. Keisha, you got in late. Let me see if I can do a quick recap. This is about Terrica Ellis's her trial today. So she had a trial today, and this information just hit the news airwaves. Um, you too, Monica. This hit the airwaves only 2 hours ago, so you guys may not know this by now. Okay, so a federal judge on Friday, which is today, ordered the defendant, Terrica Ellis, in the murder for hire case involved in a former star on the Welcome to Sweetie Pie's reality television show, held in jail until trial. So she was denied bail again. That's number one. She's not getting out. Terrica Tanisha Ellis is one of two defendants charged in the 2016 murder. So the defense lawyer, which is the second lawyer, you guys, um, Braca Morrison, said that Ellis was not a danger and needed to be home to care for her 2-year-old daughter, who has a severe type of sickle cell anemia. So it was like, you know, can she get out on bail to take care of her daughter? So the prior lawyer for Ellis had argued that she wasn't accused of knowing about the murder in advance. Whether we believe that or not is up in the air. I don't know. I still don't. I don't know. But what they're saying is that should be off the table, basically. If you know anything about, if you've ever been to jail, if you ever had family in jail before, then that's the thing. So the lawyer that was in Mississippi said that she wasn't accused of knowing about the murder in advance, and Robbie Montgomery's son, Timothy Norman, told Ellis that he needed her to help find and confront Andre Montgomery about the $200,000 in cash that had been stolen from Robbie Montgomery's house. Now, here's the thing. When Terrica was in Mississippi, she talked about luring Andre to her car with a gift. It was a pair of designer pants. And so that was to lure him out of the house. Now she's saying that Tim needed her to lure him out of the house so that he could be confronted about the $200,000 in cash missing from Robbie's house. Okay, so the U.S. attorney Angie Danis said Friday that Ellis failed to report the crime for more than 4 years and was both a danger to the community and a flight risk. And of course, the judge agreed, which is why she did not get bail. So she's staying in jail until her trial, and we don't know that date yet. So the court documents say that Ellis twice reported Andre Montgomery's location on the day that he was killed. The first phone call was to Tim, but the second phone call was to an unknown man using a prepaid cell phone. Okay. Ellis says, and this is her testimony, and I quote, heard gunshots as I pulled away from the scene of the murder and dumped the prepaid phone at the gas station and then drove home to Memphis, Tennessee, to Memphis suburbs. That was her testimony today. Okay. So if they are convicted, meaning Terrica Ellis and Tim Norman, they could face a minimum sentence of life without parole. The charge also triggers a review by officials in Washington as to whether prosecutors should seek the death penalty, although approval is rare. So that could be on the table, but for sure, they're probably going to get, life. So Norman has been arrested, but he has not appeared in court. And yesterday, I was able to report to you guys that Tim Norman refused to go on camera, so they had to reschedule his court date, and that date is unknown. So there are court dates coming up. One is for Terrica's trial. The other one is for Tim's initial court date that they still have not been able to do because Tim refuses to cooperate. So Keisha, hi. Keisha says she needs to stay there. She wasn't thinking about her daughter. I know. And she actually has two kids. The 2-year-old has the sickle cell trait, which we are just now finding out about. Like, if you weren't family, then you wouldn't know that. You know what I'm saying? Do you know when trial begins? For either one of them, we don't have a trial date yet. It was not set in court. So we don't know yet, but I'm pretty sure it'll be public record now that we know where Tim is. But it's gonna be flip floppy. You know what I'm saying, Teresa? Because Tim hasn't even been to court, period. Because he keeps coming up with an excuse. He doesn't want to cooperate. So when Terica goes back to court, it's going to be her actual trial. So she's probably going to get sentenced long before Tim does because Tim, he keeps like playing games. You're welcome, Melanie, and thank you guys for tuning in. Hi, Choose Joy. You hope Andre's mom sues Tim and gets every penny. I don't know if he has any money because he had to get a court appointed attorney because he said that he didn't have any money. Hi, Uncle Luke. That's my uncle, y'all. I'm sorry. He just see how much time I got on that. Okay. Let's see. You better plug it up. It's about 35%. Okay. Uh-huh. All right. So let me see. True Spirit says, yeah, Melanie, yes, thank you. You're so welcome. I appreciate you guys being here. Didn't she call the police instead of evil, aka Norman Bates? Well, we don't know who the second person was. In my mind, I'm thinking that it was the shooter, even though she's saying that, she didn't know. And really, to be honest with you, Terrica Ellis never said she didn't know who the shooter was. Her attorney said that. So she could have known because now the new testimony is both of those phone calls were not to Tim, only one. The other phone call was to somebody that we don't even know. So maybe it was the shooter. We don't know yet. Portia says, even though he got paid from all those things, evil and hate is real. It is. Kathy says Tim was in town the day before the killing and left the next day. Exactly. Teresa says, you're awesome. Keep up the great work. Thank you. I appreciate it. I love it. I love stuff like this because it's so important for people to understand how this stuff works. You know what I'm saying? And you read it in the newspaper and you see it on TV sometimes or whatever, But when the community has like an opportunity to talk about it, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is real stuff. This is not gossip. It's not entertainment. Like, this is actual real life. And somebody's actually, gone. Like, Andre's never coming back. And these types of things are important. And I think in our community, being like, most of us here are African American, we have enough going on without our own people doing stuff like this. It's ridiculous that you even have to worry about stuff like that. But knowing that it exists, it kind of puts that stamp of reality on it. Like, we know what's going on, we know what could happen, and we just need to like stay woke, keep our eyes open. Because if you're like me, you're a fan of sweetie pies. I never would have dreamed that Tim would be in this situation or have created all of this chaos. You know what I'm saying? So now that it's happened, it's like it's time for you to wake up, because anybody could be in his shoes right now. This could have been my brother. This could have been my uncle. You know what I'm saying? That took me out. Like, that's reality. You know what I'm saying? Miss Lily, how you doing? How is Tim getting his way, not going to court? I am not sure how that works. This actually is the very first time I've ever heard of this. Like, even doing my podcast, I have never heard of a prisoner actually getting their way unless they're going to be executed, and they get to call the shots, for that 24 hours, because they're going, you know, they're leaving Earth. You know what I'm saying? That's the only time. I don't know how he was able to say, I don't want to go to court. But according to the article, according to one of the articles in blackamerica.com, he was very upset. He was very, very upset. So I don't know if he was upset because he didn't want people to see him or what. There was no reasoning given to the public. It was just that he refused to be on camera. So I'm not even sure. I don't know. Lisa says, Tim ain't have no money. He owed people as well as child support. I believe that's why he was trying to cash in on his nephew. I feel like after the testimony, Lisa, I kind of feel I'm torn, because Andre knew information about Tim that we just found out about. Tim knew. And I feel like this whole time, Andre was very aware of some of Tim's shadiness, and that's why Tim probably treated him the way that he did. But then when Tim found out that Andre was um, cooperating with police, that was a red flag. You know what I'm saying? After you see Andre on social media with his friends kicking it, and they're smoking some pot, and they have their guns out and doing what 20-ish boys do, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm grown now, so I can do what I want to do. And he was just wilding out. um Tim probably knew this and was like, you know what, let me get some insurance on this boy, because living this kind of life, he's not going to be around long. That was my train of thought. Then somebody pointed out to me that Tim actually had a song on the internet, and I posted it on my community tab yesterday. And this song points out him murdering Andre to a T. That he lived out of town, that he came back to St. Louis, how he caught the bullets. And I was like, how did I miss this? Was this an episode that I missed? I'm telling you, if you have not heard the song, all you have to do is go to my community tab. It is not on his um YouTube. It's on OWN. It's on the OWN network. And I put the link there so you guys can check it out. But that song is creepy as crap. And I just was mortified. And I guarantee you, the producers of OWN have no idea what that song means. But if you have been following this case and you listen to that song, you absolutely know what that song means. It is absolutely creepy, to say the least. Like, this guy could murder his nephew and then go home and go to bed feeling okay about it. It's ridiculous. Hey, Gigi. I wonder, does Tim have more pull in St. Louis? He's very well known there. The not appearing in court is strange. I don't know. I don't think he has any pull with law enforcement. I could tell you that. Maybe like his fans and stuff like that. But even the Sweetie Pie's restaurant, people have like kind of steer. They're trying to steer clear of there, so it hasn't been prospering like it has been in the past. Lisa says, "Oh, yeah, I believe that too, because 4 days after Andre talked to the police, he was killed." Exactly. So that was motive. You know what I'm saying? That was clear, motive right there. That Andre said, "I'm going to come back and take my test because I had been smoking pot." And he was very honest with the police about it. The police, that Andre actually talked to gave that statement that Andre was so honest about it and he was so cooperative. And there's Tim's motive right there. Even if the insurance money was a motive, now you've got two. Faye, you ain't never lied. That is absolutely creepy. Mariana says Andre told his mom and detective that if anything happened to him, he did say that if anything happens to him, um, Tim did it. Now, I know that he told his mom and his sister. His sister told me verbatim that's what Andre said. So when he came up, deceased, she went to social media and put it on her social media that she knew it was him. And so now the blank has hit the fan. And again, even if he keeps saying he was set up, there's no way for him to prove it at this point. He can pitch a fit all he wants in not showing up for court, but eventually he's going to have to show up for court. Eventually he's going to have to. He's not going to be able to use the excuse, "I don't want to be on camera all the time." Like, he's going to have to go. You can't play games with law enforcement and the courts. These judges are not having that. In case Tim didn't know, Sweetie Pies has been off the air for a while. And in case Tim hasn't looked in the mirror lately, he's black. So, playing this little, game that he's playing is not going to last long. I know that's right, Mariana. The devil always tells on himself. Francisco, hi, how are you? Thank you, thank you, thank you. I mean, what'd you say? That's why he was smiling in the mugshot. Oh my God. Y'all are so funny. Tim had a plan. He robbed the house, made it look like Andre did it so he can have a reason to kill and collect. I mean, that is a motive. The insurance money is a motive, and then, Andre knowing stuff about Tim and then cooperating, which the um the robbery is just one thing that Andre knew about Tim, in case you guys didn't know. Running the shows back and listening, to the underlying, information and how they communicated, being able to talk to his sister and stuff. It is just amazing to me how, if you think Andre is living a negative life and he wants to be a rap star and he wants to do this and that, and here you are, old, rusty, and grown, and you're trying to do the same thing, don't you think Andre would know what you're up to if everything you were up to was crooked? Andre worked for Sweetie Pies. They all worked, swapping out in each restaurant. You know what I'm saying? If somebody calls in to this restaurant sick, then you pull somebody from another restaurant and you go. So I'm pretty sure the money that came up missing from Sweetie Pies, Tim probably had something to do with that as well, and I'm sure Andre knew about it. And even if he didn't, Charles knew, and Charles told Andre everything. But you see how Tim didn't mess with Charles. He was messing with Andre, but he didn't mess with Charles. Al Smith, I do believe that as well. I do believe. I don't know if it's going to help him. You know what I'm saying? Hi, Harriet. The love of money is the root of all evil. Exactly. Leah says every time they did an interview with the family, he didn't even show any remorse. Like, his face would be totally blank. He would be staring into outer space. Tim is creepy, okay? He's totally creepy. Keisha says, then this devil took his mom to the crime scene and sat in Andre's funeral. He did. Somebody asked me that yesterday. I think it was Tisha. He did have a bulletproof vest on, according to Andre's sister. When I talked to her, she told me that Tim came to the funeral and he had two bodyguards with him and a bulletproof vest on at the funeral. I wasn't there, so I don't know, but Andre's sister, and there are people on her social media that said the same thing because they were like talking about it in conversation. So Tim showing up to the funeral is even more creepy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you showed up to the funeral in a bulletproof vest with bodyguards to what? To see if he was really in the casket? That's a sociopath, if I've ever seen one. Like, I'm serious. This is like creepy. Like, at this point, I would never want to run into a Tim Norman in my life. Like, can't. Like, that's crazy. Yes, I kid you not. I guarantee you it goes deeper than that because there's a whole lot of information that we don't know. There's a sort of rift between, the two families or whatever. So they're not exactly bonding, they're not super close or whatever. So, you know what I'm saying? It's just weird. You have like Andre's mother side of the family and Andre's father side of the family. And thank you, Francisco. I appreciate it. I don't really know what the riff is. And when they do start to speak and, kind of, connect with the media, it'll probably be after the sentencing, and we'll probably be able to get more information on why they don't necessarily get along. Jeanette Wright says he had to go. It would have looked worse. Tim didn't go. I don't know, man. It's just so weird. It is so weird. If you are just coming in, we are talking about Terrica Ellis and her court date today. She is still in jail. She will be held there, okay, until her trial date. Um, she tried to change her testimony. Long story short, it didn't work. Um, it's just a mess. This whole thing is just a mess. And I don't know what else to say. Like, this is so stupid. So stupid. It says the assistant U.S. attorney Angie Danis said Friday that Ellis failed to report the crime for more than 4 years. So this makes her a danger to the community and a flight risk. Do you think Terrica Ellis would be a flight risk? Like, if they let her out on bail, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that the attorney is right, that she would have, like, gotten on a plane or a train or whatever and like tried to leave? Nick says just sit back and think. Mediate about all their lives up to now. I know. I heard Tim's song, No Talent, but it's creepy. It is creepy. I'm talking about the song that I posted on my community tab. It is on the OWN network. This particular song is not on his channel. On his channel, he only has 2 songs. But the song that he did, that the OWN network is running, I guarantee you those producers have no idea what that song is about. The very first verse in that song is absolutely creepy. And every line is a topic of conversation about it led up to Andre's death, including his body catching the bullets. That is insane for somebody to do that. You literally told on yourself, like literally, in a song. What do they call that? Like encrypted information? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's just, you're putting information, packaged up really well. That's weird. Al says no telling what time to her when they were having pillow talk. It's sad to say Miss Robbie may pass from a heart attack. I hope she doesn't. I rebuke that in Jesus' name. Like, let Miss Robbie be okay. Let her enjoy her golden years. I know this is a rough time. I don't know what I would do in this situation, But I do know I have enough good sense to keep everybody in prayer, because this could be in any of us. Anybody on this live stream right now could be in one of these situations. You know what I'm saying? It just so happened that we're blessed not to be in that situation. But there are a lot of hurting families out there, because once you get in trouble and once you go to jail, everybody that's connected with you goes to jail in some way. You're locking a part of us up with you, because we have that connection. So I don't know how I would feel, outside of being just hurt and just broken, if I was a part of that family. It really is. It's totally messed up. She probably will. I can't see. Do you know how hard that would be to go to a prison and visit the man who murdered your grandson? And it just so happens that that man is your son. Do you hear how twisted that is? I have to go today to visit Tim, my son. What is he in prison for? He murdered my grandson. That's beyond a Lifetime movie. Like that. Whew. Mariana says yes, she would be a flight risk. She might be. I didn't think so because of her children. But if she did, she wasn't thinking about her kids when she committed the crime. So, and her kids are with her mom. So it is a possibility. You might be right. Francisco says, let Miss Robbie be okay. She needs to live her life. She does. She needs to live her life. And then there's so many other family members. There's like her sisters, like her little, nieces and nephews. Like they have a big family still. You know what I mean? Like, and she's just so, family oriented. Like this has to be almost suffocating. You know what I mean? Michelle, am I saying your name right? Michelle Morgan? Michelle Morgan? Why haven't the feds been told about Tim's song? They probably don't know. If you know anything about the case and then you hear the song, something ought to click. Just know that I am not calling the feds to I won't be calling the feds, you know what I'm saying? But if they happen to watch this video, it wasn't me. I'm just letting y'all know. Garlene Barber, how you doing? She only had one child at the time. Yeah, Miss Robbie's are you talking about Miss Robbie or Terrica? Because Miss Robbie, her sons, Andre's mother and Andre's father, I mean, and Tim, they were like years apart. Shemaine Stevens, Tim is playing the system. He really is. He's playing games and they need to go ahead and shut it down. Because somebody asked me yesterday, since when do prisoners call the shots? Since when does a prisoner get to call the shots? I mean, seriously, come on now. We've watched enough television. If you have, people in your family that's like, went to jail, you've been to court enough times. If you've been to court yourself, you as a prisoner don't get to call any shots. You don't have a whole lot of rights when you're locked up. So is it because of Tim's fading, you know, um, celebrity status? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. But I feel like it's stupid for Tim to be able to pitch a fit and say, I don't want to be put on camera. And then, how long is this going to go on? How long will the court system allow this to go on? It doesn't make sense. You're a prisoner. You don't get those rights. You have to go to court. Tim ain't famous no more. His songs didn't really do a good job. I don't think he got that much royalties from them. Okay. I'm pretty sure all the Sweetie Pie's money he's been done, spent that up. The own network money, I'm pretty sure he spent that up. He owes so many people. I don't think he has that much pull. I really don't. Like you said earlier, he needs to look in the mirror. I'm just saying, he's a black man. You need to look in the mirror. Harriet says, trust me, I work in law enforcement and prisoners and offenders have more rights than you think. I think it's just crazy though, Harriet. How, I mean, when you look at the crime, allegedly Tim Norman orchestrated the death of his nephew. You shouldn't be able to ask boo. You better be glad you're getting bread and water on a daily. Francisco says Tim is a nobody. Garlene, Tarika only one child at the time. Okay. Andre got killed by. Oh, wait a minute. What did you say? Andre got killed. Her youngest is 2. The eldest is 16. Okay. Uh Never know who what? Never know who he knows either. Well, this is true, LP. He could know some people. I refuse to believe that Tim knows somebody in law enforcement that could actually be helping him, because if that was the case, he would be out on bail. If, they were offering him bail. Lisa says exactly. He set the whole thing in motion. I mean, that all fingers point to Tim. He's like the mastermind behind this. It was said that during the funeral procession of the ceremony, the car Tim was riding in broke the procession and turned around and went to catch the plane. No interaction with any of the family. It could be. I don't know. No idea. I just know that they noticed him inside the funeral when he came in. He had a bodyguard in front of him, a bodyguard behind him, and he had on a bulletproof vest, which is just a show in itself. Stupid. Michelle Morgan says, ooh, he's playing games, only going to come back to bite him. I know. Too many irons in the fire. Tim is a con man. He's been in trouble before. He's been in trouble before, Valerie, but he's not real good at crime. He keeps getting caught. Mariana Price says, I don't blame you. I wouldn't be calling the feds either. LP said, I'm still surprised. It's like a movie. It is. It's like a Lifetime movie. But Mariana, rest assured that I won't be calling anybody. Like I said, if they happen to, run up on this video and, think about, oh, wait. But then even if the FBI heard the song, could they actually submit this into evidence as a testimony? Probably not. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It would raise the jurors' eyebrows. I guarantee you that. But I don't think it would be submissible in court as, a part of a testimony or as testimony. You know what I'm saying? He could definitely get questioned about it, I'm sure. He would definitely be questioned about it, but I don't think they could actually take that and say, here's his testimony of, him. But when you, like I said, when you go and you listen to the song, it is clear as day. It talks about Andre moving out of St. Louis, and he actually did that. And then it talks about Andre coming back into St. Louis, and then it talks about Andre, catching the bullets that were sprayed. How did he put it? The bullets were sprayed anonymously or something, however he put it. And that's the whole, era of it. That whole first paragraph of the song was, I mean, it was the whole setup. It's almost like the music was an outlet for him. Like maybe he was, thinking about it too much and he decided to put it on a song. Either way, it's stupid, it's degrading, it's disgusting, it's despicable. And, I just really don't have any respect for somebody who, it's almost like you're making fun of the whole mess that you created. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just, it's awful. LP, how many times was Andre shot? No idea. No idea. I'm assuming just one time, but it didn't say. In Tim's song, he said that the bullets, sprayed. But the police never actually say, because even in the newspaper, in the St. Louis newspaper, it doesn't say how many times he was shot. It just says that he was shot and killed. Well, dang, he told on himself in the song. I'm telling you, that's why I posted it on my community tab. I was like, if I'm going to talk about this, I need a receipt. And it just so happened the Oprah Winfrey Network here on YouTube has that episode. The full episode is on the OWN network, and I shared the link because, you know, and it's so funny how you guys are like so in tune with this case that somebody actually said, "Have you heard all of Tim's songs? They're not all on his YouTube channel." So I'm like, he went to the studio when he was on Welcome to Sweetie Pies. So of course, I go to Welcome to Sweetie Pies on the OWN network, and boom, there it is. There it is. It was something like something Thug Life or something. I don't know, but it's easy to find because I have it right over there on my community tab. If you want to listen to it, not very talented in rap, but I love the way the guys in the background were hyping him up like he was just doing something phenomenal. And I was like, seriously? Even if I was a fan of Tim Norman, I wouldn't buy this song. But it's a tell all, trust me. Instead of writing a tell all book, Tim wrote a tell all song. Okay. LP, the saying is that killer always go back to the crime scene of the victim's funeral. I have heard that. You always go back to the scene of the crime. I have heard that. Keisha Robinson says, I was like this with Kanika Jenkins, Kiara Cole, Mike Brown, and the list goes on. I agree. Right? They tell you that when they arrest you. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Is Terrica the shooter? Absolutely not. OG. I believe that Terrica, when she said in testimony today, what did she say? The second phone call was to an unnamed man. Whoever that person is the shooter. I do not believe that Terrica Ellis has no idea who the shooter is. I How could you not? You were right there. Even if you saw somebody, right? And you didn't know who they were, right? You still sat on that information for 4 years. I don't believe that she doesn't know. I think she knows. I do too, LP. I think that Terrica knows more than what she's saying. Hey, Devon. Tim needs to remain in prison for a while. That should be his new home. It is because what he did to Andre is so evil. Yeah, he's not going anywhere. He'll probably go from one facility to the next. The same with Terrica. But right here, in the case that it says about the court today, that the minimum sentence for something like this is life in prison without the possibility of parole. They can go for death, but it's unlikely that they will put the death penalty on the table. But if they push for the death penalty, they will take it into consideration. I mean, because it is legal. Somebody told me yesterday that it was legal in St. Louis, and it's right here in black and white. So I don't know. All I know for sure is they're not getting out. They're not getting out. And then right here it says that Ellis heard gunshots as she pulled away from the scene of the murder. If you hear gunshots, are you not going to turn around or look to see what's going on? You were that close and you didn't see anything. You were that close that you heard the gunshots. You knew the sound in the air was gunshots and you didn't turn around to see nothing. You just kept driving. You just took off. You just put your foot on the gas. Oop, is that gunshot? And you ain't turn around to see if Andre was okay. I'm just saying. There's some holes in the story somewhere. Miss Lily said, well, if Terrica don't give up the info, she needs to grow old in prison. It's life. Not going anywhere. Hi, Rosalind. Where can the song be found and what is the title? Just go to my channel here and click on community. Click on the community tab, and I think it's the second or third one down. It's something like Thug Life something or whatever, but you'll be able to see it because you'll see Tim sitting in the studio with some other people, and it is the video marked OWN, the Oprah Winfrey Network. This was a long time ago when he was on Welcome to Sweetie Pies. Hi, you guys. There's so many of y'all. She called Tim right after. She did, but the testimony is right here, creation. She called Tim right after, but then there is an unknown man that she spoke to right after she got off the phone with Tim. Okay? The conversation with Tim was only a few seconds. For both calls, it was only a few seconds. You see what I'm saying? She was not on the phone long. But the testimony right here, she had two phone call conversations. She made the phone calls to two different people. I mean, the more time goes on and the more she talks, she's not going to be able to keep up the charade of she didn't know who the shooter was and she didn't know, this, that, and the third. Who were you talking to on the phone? Was it the shooter? Were you calling the shooter saying, "Hey man, did you get the job done?" Or, whatever. Girl, someone shooting black people move quick. Guess who? They don't turn around and look back. I mean, I would turn around to see if my friend was okay. If I hear gunshots, I'm not just going to leave Andre out there. You know what I'm saying? Andre, are you okay? Get in the car. Let's go. If you don't know what's going on, you're not just going to drive off unless you know that Andre is scheduled to die in this moment. I would never leave that's just me though. You might be right. That's just me. I would never leave my friend out in the wilderness or whatever. If you are not safely in the studio where you were supposed to be going, then you need to be in the car with me. I need to get you to safety. You know what I'm saying? Does that not make sense? His homeboy was shot at the same time. Right. When she found out that Andre was the person shot and killed, you report this information to remove yourself from the situation. See, I don't have that much experience with this. Yes, by another person there by mistake. Like me personally, I'm not gonna leave my homeboy. You know what I'm saying? If I hear gunshots, yeah, I'm gonna duck. But I need to know that my homie is all right. Terrica needs to tell who the shooter is. I think she knows something. Hi, Pamela. No, so no one has spoken with the homeboy that was also shot. No, apparently not. And even if they haven't made it, public. Because, the FBI does not actually put information out unless it is rock solid. So even if, they spoke to people in the studio, if they spoke to people that may have been around as witnesses, we don't know yet. We have no idea. Terrica needs to tell the shooter. She needs to tell, but it's like she's just, she's also playing a game. She's just, little snidbits, I'm gonna give you a little bit right here, and then I'm gonna give you a little bit right here, and then I'm gonna give you a little bit right here. No, tell everything. You already know your minimum sentence is life in prison without the possibility of parole. Like, really, I don't even see what the point is of having a trial, outside of getting all the information out of them. Because if that's the minimum you can get, what's the point? You're never You're never getting out. Your freedom is taken away from you. Joy says the other person came out to help him. They shot him also. They broke into Andre's hotel and stole his belongings. That's horrible. Rosie Nance. Hi Rosie. I think it was Tim. Why else would he come there? He wanted to be the last uh person Andre saw. LP says, who broke into Andre's room? Mariana Price says, that's the shooter. Pamela R says, I'm afraid one of the shooters were one of the guys in the kitchen we saw on the show. You are not the only person who said that. There are some other people who said that as well. Hi, Joel. Where can I find the song? Just go to my channel, go to my community tab and scroll down and you will see it. Uh, you're too brave. I'm scary. Do you think should be out on bond? No, I don't think either one of them should be. Remember, her child is sickle cell. But the child is being taken care of by her mom. The whole time she's been stripping and she's been running the streets and she's been, having sex with Tim and whoever else. Where were her children during all this activity? Hey, Mary Warren says she's trying to see if she can have a bargaining tool, which makes no difference. Tim is a low down dirty dog. Yeah, Tim's not going to do anything to help her. Joyce says, we do not know. I mean, I certainly wish, but at the same time, you're absolutely right. I think Tim went to St. Louis because he didn't think it through. He really didn't. After he found out that Andre knew more than he thought, he got scared. He didn't want anybody to know his criminal activity, and Andre knew, and he was cooperating with the police. If Andre had have went back for that second lie detector test and passed it, they would have gotten Tim hook, line, and sinker. It would have been a done deal. Tim would already be in jail. Andre would still be alive, and there wouldn't be any of this going on. Tim had to do something. He had to do something. Just be real. Just be real said I need a recap. Okay, I'm going to give you a recap. We're doing a recap. A federal judge on Friday ordered a defendant in the murder for hire case involving a former star on the Welcome to Sweetie Pie's reality television show held in jail until trial. Terrica Ellis is one of two defendants charged in the 2016 murder of Andre Montgomery Jr., the grandson of Robbie Montgomery, owner of Sweetie Pie's restaurant in the St. Louis area. Defense lawyer Broca Morrison said Ellis was not a danger and needed to be home to care for her 2-year-old daughter who has a severe type of sickle cell anemia and needs constant monitoring. Ellis has pleaded not guilty. A prior Ellis lawyer had argued that she wasn't accused of knowing about the murder in advance. Robbie Montgomery's son, James Timothy Norman, told Ellis he needed her to help and confront Andre Morgan about the $200,000 in cash that had been stolen from Robbie Montgomery's house, according to earlier testimony by a St. Louis police detective. Assistant U.S. Attorney Angie Dennis said Friday that Ellis failed to report the crime for more than 4 years and was both a danger to the community and a flight risk. Court documents say that Ellis twice reported Andre Montgomery's location on the day he was killed. The first time to Norman and the second time she called an unidentified man using a prepaid phone. Ellis heard the gunshots as she pulled away from the scene of the murder and dumped her prepaid cell phone at a gas station as she drove home to Memphis suburbs, according to court testimony today. If convicted, both Ellis and Norman could face a minimum sentence of life without the possibility of parole. The charge also triggers a review by officials in Washington as to whether prosecutors should seek the death penalty, although approval is rare. Norman has been arrested but has not yet appeared in court. So that is what happened today, and that's what's going on. And Tim still hasn't been to court. Okay. She is guilty. She's guilty. How do you maybe y'all can clear this up for me, but how do you admit to criminal activity and then when you get to your court date, you claim you're not guilty when you've already said what you've done? I'm just saying. You're welcome, just be real. What is the guy's name that used to be with Tim every day? His best friend. I don't know. He worked, yes, he worked in the restaurant like his assistant manager or something like that. He wasn't the general manager, but you know who I'm talking about. They were thick as thieves. I don't know what that guy's name is, but I know who you're talking about. Joyce Williams says I believe she knows one of the shooters. She has to. No, Charles and Monique actually went on vacation with Monique's daughter. They posted their vacation pictures on social media, but they haven't actually openly said anything about this case at all. That's all I'm saying, LP. She has to know something. I mean, come on. Bruce. Thank you, Andrea. Bruce. That's it. Monte, thank you. Lily says Tim has celebrity friends, but none of them are throwing any money at him. Would you? Be like, who is putting money on your books? Do you know anything about this case? And you know, Tim's friends, they don't want to be, questioned by the law because, they're in the rap game too. And so I just can assume, I can only assume the worst. Mary said you were guilty of when your tail got in the car and drove to St. Louis. So there is the smoking gun. I mean, you may as well be right in there with the shooter because your job, your whole job, what you're saying is it was my job to use all of this to get Andre to come out. And if all of this wasn't enough, I got a pair of pants for you. Girl, bye. That's what I'm saying, Lily. He wouldn't hear from me either. I don't care if I was Drake. No, you're not hearing from me. Wait, I gotta go back. What did you say? Hey, Lucy. Sarah said, make it make sense. She had a kid after Andre's death, but not by Tim. Nope. She's a stripper. Thoughts don't have kids by, whoever. You're either paid customer, you might be a good baby daddy if you got a little change. You know what I'm saying? They got all kinds of stuff. You be on these stories, sis. I love it. I don't want to be a lawyer or anything, but I just like digging for the truth. I just feel like in our community, you really need to stop the foolishness. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to be in the news looking stupid like this, then you need not to do anything. Stupid. This is stupid. Absolutely stupid. For what? Why are you so hungry for money? Like, why couldn't you just work for it? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, here's me. This is my thing. It has absolutely nothing to do with anything. But if I was Tim or, just me, if I was Danielle or whatever, good, take Charles and take Danielle. Danielle said, I'm a be on Sweetie Pies for a year or two, a season or two, and then I could take that and build up my empire on social media. Danielle has now become an influencer. She's doing all kinds of diet teas and diet this and exercise that. You know what I'm saying? And she's making a grip of money. Is it that impossible for Tim to have done the same thing? Come on. Yes, Bruce. Where is Bruce? Is Bruce the shooter? Could Bruce have done this with Tim? Could Tim have gotten up with Bruce and said, Bruce, I need you to do something. I need you to kill my nephew. I felt like she was. Look, Al Smith. Al Smith. LP Chloe follows me on Facebook. She hasn't said anything. They're really, really quiet. Just be real. Who the heck is Danielle? She used to be Tim's assistant on Welcome to Sweetie Pies. Lucy. Lucy said he had resources. He could have made money a legal way. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Once you've been on television and you're on a nationally syndicated television show, how is it impossible for you to make money at that point? This was the whole reasoning for Oprah doing this. Y'all know Oprah has the Midas touch. She can turn anything into gold. You know how many people, like these people like Charles and them, all you have to do is post something. You're like the poster child. You look great. You know what I'm saying? You could sell like a bottle of glue. Take it from Charles, superstar from Sweetie Pies. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. These people are making honest money. They may not be millionaires, but they're not starving either. Okay? Just saying. Yes, the one that wouldn't work. Yes. Joyce said Tim will spill the beans on Terica, uh, even if he lies. I believe Tim was a gambler, a big time glam. Yeah, yeah, could have been. He could have been a gambler. I don't know, but he could have been. Charles could have sold. Charles and Danielle are selling everything. They are all over, social media, modeling clothes and hair products. And Tim could have been in that number. He could have been making him some money. It may not have been Maserati money, but I mean, it could have been like a cougar money. I'm just saying. It could have been Cadillac money. Don't show love for your children after you get caught. Amen. Love them every day. Amen. That child was sick when you helped him. That child was sick when you was shaking your butt at the strip club. He did want it fast, Lucy. He wanted it fast and he wanted a lot of it. And the only way that you get rich quick is to do something unlawful. And doing stuff like this has, if it's not proven now that stuff like this never works. The concept, Danielle said that she had to audition for the Sweetie Pie show. She had to audition for Tim. Mary Warren says Hips, aka Tim, was greedy. Y'all kill me when y'all call that man Hips. That is hilarious to me. I get so tickled when you say that. So that's Tim's new nickname, Hips. Hip was greedy, stealing from your mother. Why did his girlfriend need that big house and couldn't stay there? Charles should kiss the ground because he would have been next. I know. Like, if you're gonna like put $1 million policy on your mom, and everybody's kind of like, why would you do that? Anybody could have been. Lucy, the shade is real, isn't it? Jerica has a lot to do with the planning. I believe so. Tim could have been a stripper. No, Tim could not have been a stripper. I rebuke that. I don't think that's of God. That's not what God wants. Is for Tim to show his body to anybody. I don't think that. Mm-mm. No tea, no shade. I'm just saying. Lynn, hey, how you doing? Lynn says his fat arms were bigger than his hips. That's what they keep telling me. I'm just like, I guess I just wasn't looking at him like that. I think that's what it was. I just wasn't looking at him like that. But then when everybody started talking about his arms, and because look, I'm gonna tell you something. Would you say Satan doesn't even want to? I don't want to see that. But I'm telling you, Tim used to work out. When Welcome to Sweetie Pies first hit the airwaves, Tim had a little something, something. You know what I'm saying? It's 2020 now, so Tim kind of fell off a little bit. He kind of can fit like an A-cup bra right now. He could get those arms wrapped a little bit. Y'all keep talking about his hips. I don't really know what you can do for that. Liposuction, I'm not really sure. I just know that one career that he definitely should stay away from is wanting to be a Black Chippendale dancer because it's not going to happen. Now in prison, I don't know what kind of entertainment they have in jail, in prison. He may fit that perfectly. But out here in the real world where the free people roam, keep that covered up. We don't want that. That's not of God. I don't think that should be out. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't do that. We don't want that. Bless girl Smith. What's up, girl? Still had thunder thighs. I guess so. I'm like one of those. When I be in church and I see a man with a suit on and then he's got that build, you know what I'm saying? How you have to have that upper body build to look good in a suit. And I thought, okay, he might have it going on. And then time kind of told off on itself. Yeah, it was wishful thinking is what it was. It was wishful thinking. You know what I'm saying? Cause like this picture right here, look at that. He almost had it going on. Like his hips were kind of, well, he got the apron on, so I don't know. I just felt like at, the first season he was okay. But now I could care less cuz, he's not eligible. He's not an eligible bachelor at this point. Joyce Williams says, I would not be surprised if he tries to commit suicide. I thought about that last night, and I don't know why that hit my mind, but I thought about that last night, you guys, and I was just like, I can see this right here, the smile on his face, the mugshot. There was a piece of Tim that was like, I finally got some recognition. I'm famous. This is like, all over. This is national news. And I think it's died down the reality of what's about to happen. Once that reality hits him, he just might do it. Cuz this is the part that you don't want to happen. You know what I'm saying? When people chase fame like that, serial killers do this because they're talked about so much in the news and on the internet and on the radio and television. And then, if they never get caught, it's going to die down. But then if they do get caught, it's a big blow up about it. And, it's that sick, twisted part in your mind that says, I finally got famous. But then the hardcore reality hits. You're an idiot, you committed a crime, and you're never, never going to be free again. And I feel like that's the part of a sociopath that, I'm already dead. I'm already dead. You know what I'm saying? This is textbook. I took social science in college. So this is like textbook for a sociopath or somebody who just craves the attention of a massive collective group of people. You know what I'm saying? I felt like when Tim stepped out of his house, he just expected to hear applause. Like he wanted to be famous so bad. You know what I'm saying? It's just, this is not the way you get fame. This ain't it. This is not hot. This ain't hot. And you just make black people look so stupid when you do stuff like this. He does feel entitled, but he's not entitled to anything but these years in prison. He's entitled to that. He earned that. Tim Norman, you have earned the right to go to prison for the rest of your life. It was right here in black and white. You earned that. You have earned this right here. That life that they're talking about in prison, you have earned that, dear. You finally got your fame. Hey, Summer. Summer says, I thought about it too. I don't think he can turn around and do life after serving 10 years already. He doesn't have a choice. I mean, and this is like federal. They know how people operate. They may have him on suicide watch. You know what I'm saying? Joyce said, yes, he wanted that fame and sold his soul. Lucy said hips gonna get go get that work. Y'all can't stand Tim's hips. The shade is real up and through. Well, he got all the attention that he could have ever wanted. I really hope his mother is somewhere she can't help him. I just hope that Miss Robbie is okay. That, you know what I'm saying? Out of all of this, I hope that she's okay. She's going to be okay because she is 80 years old. I feel like, she's made her money. She has, created a very comfortable life for herself. She doesn't ever have to go back to work a day in her life if she doesn't want to, and can afford to live very well. And I'm just hoping she takes some time off and she just chills out. Some people, when stress comes like this, they are workaholics. You know what I'm saying? And I can see that with Miss Robbie, but at this point, I really feel like I feel like she needs to just take a break and just, if I really, what I really wish? I wish that Miss Robbie's people would like just take her on vacation or something, just get her out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like go to Europe or something for a week. Tim's not going anywhere. And he keeps playing games. So we don't even know what his court date is. I feel like she should really just get out of here, get out of the way of the stress, just breathe, you know what I'm saying? And then come back and you're more relaxed and you can deal with this, in a positive way and let it sink in, you know. Tim's going to be safe in prison. He's not going anywhere. You'll always know where he is. This is not a time to be stressed out. Tim made this bed, so he should lie in it. You made the bed. Yeah, she's 80. Mhm. I feel like, and that's right, Leslie, you do stupid stuff, you win stupid prizes. I couldn't agree more. My concern is for his mother. I feel like his mom as well. I feel like Andre's mom should do the same thing. I think they should just get out of here and, go on a vacation and, just kind of, whatever they need to do, lay on the beach, go see, something on Broadway, do something to get your mind off of this stuff for a hot minute. And then when you come back, you're refreshed and your mind is renewed. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you can see things a little bit more clearly. You know what I'm saying? Get away from social media, get away from the radio, get away from television, and just really have some self healing from all of this, because that's really the only thing that helps. You know what I'm saying? That you have to heal from stuff like this. And for Andre's mother and his family on that side, you are reopening a wound that will never heal. I've lost a child before, and I thank God that, Danielle was like a baby. She was born premature. So we had a little time with her, but I could not imagine Danielle growing up and being 18, 19, 20 years old. And I've had all of this time to spend with her. And then all of a sudden, boom, she's gone. I would lose my mind. And Tim wasn't thinking about this stuff when he set this whole, debacle in motion. He wasn't thinking about that because Tim doesn't think about his children like that. You know what I'm saying? Because even before this whole mess started, do you guys remember how him and Miss Robbie and Janae was on Instagram going back and forth? And I have all of that on record as well. Nobody is going to be able to tell me when I can and can't see my kid. I'll see my kid whenever I want to, point blank in the period. For that right there, I thought Tim was a punk. Even the way he came after Janae on social media, I think was a punk. That was a punk move. What you should have done was you should have just said, you know what? I'll see you in court. You go to court, you tell the court what is going on, you tell the court that you want to see your son, and you get that stuff squared away so that Timmy can have mommy and daddy in his life. You don't go years without seeing this boy. That is stupid. I get fired up when I hear stuff like that because you don't have to be an absent parent. Just because you and, the baby mom or the baby daddy don't get along does not mean that you have to be an absent parent. That just burns me up. But you put all of Janae's business out in the street, how she was sleeping with this man and sleeping with that man or whatever. And I'm like, that's some good tea, Tim. But you still look like an idiot because your son doesn't know who you are. When Miss Robbie responded, I was like, I know. She came out the woodwork and she said what she said, and she meant that. She meant every word she said. And then she said, and I won't be speaking upon it anymore. I'll just see you in court. Have a nice day. And she meant that. She cut the whole Instagram off. Hey, Celeste, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. But I get burned up about stuff like this. I don't like it. I think it's, just idiotic for how people these I mean, these are children. Tim Norman has two children. Do you know that? That man has two sons. Sons. You're not going to be there to see your kids grow up. You're not. You're not going to be there to see your kids grow up. Somebody else, you know what I hear men say? I ain't going to let no other man raise my kid. Well, guess what? You do stupid stuff, somebody else is going to raise your kid. Two, Al. too. The youngest little boy is so cute and fat and chubby, and I just like love looking at him on Instagram. That little boy is everything. He is so cute. I kid you not. I mean, Lucy, you're in the blue now, girl. Congratulations. Thank you for promoting me. I appreciate it. What do you think Oprah and Tina are saying? You think they reached out to Miss Robbie? You know they did. You know they did. You already know. Yes. He does, Summer. He looks just like he's got that little pie face. They're both the same skin complexion. They got like when he smiles, I promise you that is Tim Norman's smile all over his face. Oh my goodness. I could just pinch his little cheeks. I could. Oh my God. Since you know how we roll, it's just here to support. I love you so much, Lucy. Mwah. You know what? Sometimes you just meet those like genuine people. And if y'all didn't know, if anybody's here from Alabama, sincerely, A Lucy is from Alabama too. Just throwing that out there. Alabamians. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I love y'all. And I just wanted to share that information with y'all. I told y'all that I was going to come back. I didn't want to leave y'all hanging, and I know I bet y'all thought I wasn't coming on, didn't you? I bet y'all was like, she ain't gonna come on till tomorrow. I told y'all I would be here. Hey, Gloria. Gloria says Tim has no feeling for those kids other than being a sperm donor. That is sad. Ruby's in Alabama. Okay. Yes. LP, she's a nurse from Houston. I know. I befriended her on Instagram. Um, so we kind of, spoke, hey, how you doing? And I just told her I loved her son or whatever, and I gave him a shout out on my channel. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody accused me. It was just like, you need to leave the kids out of it, and you should have asked permission. And I'm like, how do you know I didn't ask permission? I'm 49 years old. I can talk to these people. Do you know that everybody that I've done a story on, I have reached out to those people and some of them answer me back and some of them don't. But I just like to be, courteous. If somebody were to do a supportive story on me, I would like, acknowledgement. It's like, hey, reach out to me. Maybe I'll want to be on your show. You never know. There's a way to do stuff. There is a way to do stuff. Jesus. Thank you, Lucy. I mean, it's just like the way to be. Nobody expected Andre's sister, to reach out. Everybody was shocked. And then somebody said, leave that woman alone. And I was like, Andre's sister reached out to me on Facebook after she saw my video. I'm not going to tell her to leave me alone. And obviously, she wanted to talk to me. I mean, Jesus wept. These people are crazy. Ruby. Hmm. No. Janae, look, Janae is not thinking about having a kid. Have you seen Janae? Janae is making me shame. Janae is making me feel guilty that I like Snicker bars right now. Janae, if I was gay, be like, me holla at you. That girl is bad to the bone. She is a bodybuilder. She works out with her husband. I mean, she looks amazing. If y'all have not seen Janae's Instagram, you need to go roll on by there and check out little Timmy. He's so cute. Her husband, if that's what you like, they're happily married. Black love is great and all of that. But Janae went from, just the average Tim Norman's girlfriend to, she could walk any runway. She can enter any weightlifting competition on planet Earth and win. She is that girl right now. For real. All of it, Keisha. She is good. Marianne Price says the other man will take better care of his children. Exactly, because Timmy does not look like he is wanting for anything. You know what I'm saying? They're taking family photos together, they're picnicking together. I mean, Timmy is taken care of, honey. For real, for real. Uh Janae is glad that she left Tim. I would be too. Monique says Janae's husband is fine. Black love is great. Oh, Timmy is so cute. He alright. He alright. He's alright. It was, Joyce. It was all about the money. You need to go on, girl, and check out. If you go to Instagram, it is Janae Sweetie Pies. Janae Sweetie Pies. She still got Sweetie Pies. Everybody that was connected to Sweetie Pies, as a matter of fact, they never changed their Twitter name and they never changed their Instagram name. So you can do that. Anyway, you guys, I gotta get out of here. My phone is gonna die, and y'all are gonna think I hung up on y'all, and I didn't. But I just wanted you guys to know. And tonight, if you guys send me messages, if you have any questions or whatever, I'll answer you back and all that good stuff. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Don't forget to go to my community tab and check out some of the stories on there. Tim's song is on there and all that kind of stuff. And then also, if you want to send me a story or, whatever, shout me out or whatever, all you have to do is go to my about section and all of my contact information is there. I love you guys so much. Thanks for hanging out with me. I love y'all and have a good night. Mwah. Bye, y'all.